So yes, my name is Jay Matthews. I'm a comedian, clearly. And the reason my name is Jay is because when you transition to being a man, which I have done, they give you about 5 names to pick from so you don't sound like a fuckboy. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, every transgender woman I've met has had like this gorgeous name, like Anastasia or Gwendolyn, all these really pretty girl names. And like every trans man I've met has been like Keith, Alex, Elliot, or Charlie, or Jay, and that's it. That's all you get. So, as a trans person, a lot of times a common question we get asked is like, well, what were you born as? Well, like some of you, maybe not all of you, I don't know, I was born as a baby. But I think what set me apart from other babies is that I kind of saw that this world was going to shit. Like, I heard, like, the news through the womb, and I was like, I think I'm gonna wait this one out. And I procrastinated my own birth for like 2.5 weeks. And I think it works out because I do think I am more of a December Sagittarius than a November Sagittarius. And who wants to be born on Thanksgiving?
Me.
I mean, hey, it's better now. Now my birthday is finals week, so I think that's a little bit worse. But yeah, I think it's interesting being a man who's into astrology, because like a lot of people would say that's not very masculine of me, and I like astrology's for girls or whatever. But I really think more men should get into astrology, because what do we love more than avoiding responsibility for our own actions? Like, you want to walk out on your family? Oh, I'm a Sagittarius, it can't be held down. You can't budge for a second in your argument? Oh, I'm a Taurus moon, so we tend to be a little emotionally stubborn. You want to say the most unhinged shit, and it just doesn't, you get like everyone hated that out of the room. I'm a Scorpio rising, I can't control myself. So, and I think like the pickup lines you can get out of it too, like, you know, Uranus is in retrograde, so back that ass up and we'll make some good changes. Like, the ladies will be all over you, trust me, I know. I somehow was able to pull like a hot goth non-binary partner, so I think I know what I'm talking about. But I think it's just, it also might be my transgender looks and autistic charisma. The autistic demeanor really does bring in a crowd. But yeah, I tend to make friends everywhere I go, and it's great, but it's also a lot of maintenance. Like, do you know what it's like having to keep up with all those people? Like, this person's doing this person's doing that, and I'm like, I don't have the emotional capacity for this. But I'm like still friends with people that I worked with like years ago in like different states. And I have a story about one of them. One of them, my friend Francis, when I first like came out to him as trans, he thought I was a transgender woman. And then this guy went on the character arc of a lifetime. And I think one thing that when you like have a transgender ally in your life, there's always that moment, that dawning moment where you realize, wow, they really see me for who I am. And for that moment for Francis was we were talking about like going to a park that was like in between our houses, like in the evening. And he's like, 2 full-grown men in a park at night. It's a little sketchy. And I'm like, oh, you see me as a man. That's great. But also, my guy, we're baby-faced and under 5'4". I think we're more at risk. And no one's going to feel threatened by us. So, I think that's one of the reasons I could never be a teacher personally. Like, 2 of my best friends are teachers. And I feel like if I worked at a middle school, because my 2 best friends are middle school teachers, no one would respect me because the teachers would think I'm a student, and the students would think I'm an easy target. Have you ever interacted with middle schoolers? They are mean. They have like developed the like vocabulary to express their thoughts, but not the empathy to know which thoughts are appropriate. So they just will go at you. Like they will go for the throat. And one thing I've learned from my teacher friends is that you really can't let it get under your skin, but you'd be surprised how many teachers do. And really, if you're gonna let a 13-year-old kid ruin your day, 1, you're a fucking coward. And 2, you're probably in the wrong line of work.
True.
So, if, sorry, I'm like blanking. But yeah, I feel like one thing, because I grew up in the special ed system too, and I've had a couple teachers that have like said some shit. But I think the worst kind of thing I've heard from people always came from home. My parents are the type of people who will say because they vote blue, they can say whatever they want, and then they say, I'm not a bigot, and then they say the most like right-wing, unhinged, Fox News, but like deeper than that bullshit. Like my mom was coming to visit my apartment the other day, and she saw a little notepad I had that Japanese writing on it, and she's like, that's from Temu. They are a Chinese company, and they are filling our phones with spyware. I'm like, you think Zuckerberg is any less nefarious when doing that? Also, that's Japanese. And my mom was like, it's all the same. And I'm like, that's racist. And she's like, how could I, a 61-year-old white woman named Karen, possibly be racist?
Not really.
And she also loves to remind me, because she's not supportive of my transition, she always loves to remind me what genitalia I have. And I'm like, she's like, I was there the day you were born, I saw it. I'm like, I also saw it in the shower yesterday. We don't need to like have a conversation about it. I feel like part of the reason like the powers that be nerfed me with the genitalia I have is because I feel like if I had a penis, no one would be safe. Everyone in this room would get pregnant. And yes, if you don't think you can get pregnant, I will find a way.